Oh my God, I left my heart thumping from Saturday. Let's get rid of that. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we examine headlines from our city, our state, our country. We look at what's going on in Puerto Vallarta in all kinds of ways in which we can make our lives better as a community of English speaking locals. So here we are. It is Monday, September 13th. It's always a pleasure to get together with you. And today is no exception. We have all kinds of really good news about things that have very little to do with our daily lives, but are still good or is still good to know. As always, if you're new to the broadcast, we encourage you to let us know that you're new, and you can do this by writing the word new in your comment and suggestion. That way we'll give you a little welcome. Also, if you have something really important that you wish we touch base on during the broadcast or would like for us to comment on, it helps a great deal if you can add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment. So that's what we have today. We'll take a look at all these comments and your hellos in the second half of the program. First, we're going to go through our news, and then we're going to go through our weather as always. But I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I am very happy that I had a really wonderful weekend. I had a great restful time. So I hope you did too. What's going to happen this week? Well, all kinds of good stuff, we hope. So let us get started with the news. Let's see. No, we don't want that. We want this. Okay, so as I said just a second ago, most of our headlines have to do with not so much with how we are doing, you and I, but how our city and our state are doing financially speaking as we live through the pandemic, which, in case you didn't get the memo, is not going away anytime soon and is now part of our daily lives. So let us talk about our state first. Let's talk about Jalisco. As you know, the summer vacation period just ended, and it is great to know that during this past summer season that just ended, Jalisco's tourism-related revenue was 9,181,528,183 pesos. That is an increase of 153% when compared to last year. Hotel occupancy throughout the state reached an average of 49% compared to 19% last year, which makes perfect sense. Nobody wanted to travel last year, but numbers are looking great. We also know that the number of tourists in Puerto Vallarta was much higher, but we'll get to that in a second. Also this summer, 2,731,521 tourists stayed at a hotel in Jalisco during the summer vacation, and that would be a 167% increase when comparing that number to last year. Now let's look at our city. What about Puerto Vallarta? Well, Puerto Vallarta reached an 62.8% occupancy rate during the summer vacation period. We were allowed 80% by the authorities. We were not make it that far, but we did make it to 62.8%. We welcomed 495,655 tourists. And last but not least, Puerto Vallarta brought in almost 25% of all the state's tourism related revenue. And that goes to show just how important our city is when it comes to tourism related economics for the well being of the entire state. And of course, our local politicians love to make reminders to the governor whenever the governor is not delivering. It's like, Governor, we're making a lot of money for you, so be kind to us. And that's a good thing. I mean, sometimes it gets politicized, but it is a good thing. Now let's turn to our state's magic towns, or pueblos mágicos. Jalisco's pueblos mágicos, or magic towns, also managed to do fairly well during the summer vacation period. When it comes to hotel occupancy, Mazamitla scored 74.7%. I've never been to Mazamitla, but it's a beautiful town, they tell me, up in the mountains. Mascota scored 57.75%. Tapalpa, another mountain town, scored 48%. San Sebastián del Oeste, our little town near Puerto Vallarta, scored 40%. And Tequila scored 29%. These are the magic towns in the state of Jalisco. It is worth mentioning that both Mazamitla and Tapalpa registered the highest increase when compared to last year. But when it comes to comparatives, it is our very own San Sebastián del Oeste that scored the highest percentage of economic recovery when compared to last year. And with this heat, I am just itching to get myself up to San Sebastián del Oeste, where the weather is not quite as hot, where you can get rain in the evening, where it gets chilly at night. So there you have it. This is a good time to consider going to San Sebastián del Oeste. And then when it comes to employment, oh my God, I'm blocking the view. Well, that's okay. When it comes to employment, Jalisco Governor Enrique Alfaro took to his Facebook page to announce that the number of jobs lost during the pandemic has been recovered, with 11,400 new jobs created in August. And this places the state of Jalisco in second place in all of Mexico when it comes to new jobs created during this period of economic reactivation. And I know that most of these numbers may seem to have very insignificant impact in our daily lives, but at least it is comforting to know that our city and our state's economy is looking good. And this is the first batch of news that I have to share with you. Let us turn over to the weather forecast just to see what we can expect during the beginning of the week. Carrot weather, making it rain since 2015. Yes, we love our carrot weather. It is 27 degrees right now, feels like 31. Humidity is at 97%. Boy, did it feel humid yesterday, and today is probably going to be another day like that. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 80, and our weather forecast for today says that we're going to have rain and humidity throughout the day with a high temperature of 30, low temperature of 24. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll have rain starting in the afternoon with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 24. And on Wednesday, we can expect possible light rain until morning, starting again in the evening with light and variable winds and a high temperature of 30, low temperature of 24. So we are going to just deal with that. I mean, what else can we do? Let's see. Moving right along, I have an interesting bit of news. Let me set this up. Here we go. We know that reconstruction of the Insurgentes Bridge will take approximately 3.5 months to rebuild if all goes well. We also know that presently all southbound buses headed into Puerto Vallarta's El Centro neighborhood are making their final stop at Parque Hidalgo, forcing folks to walk the remainder of their route if they are headed in that general direction. But now we've learned that buses will not return to El Centro until the Insurgentes Bridge is completely rebuilt and open for circulation. Now, if you ask me, this is absolutely awesome news. Of course, that's easy for me to say because I'm not having to be in El Centro for work on a daily basis. I'm not having to deal with rain and water flowing through the streets when I'm trying to commute from through El Centro, or I'm trying to get home with dry feet. Um, so I can appreciate how this must be very inconvenient for some people, but it's selfish. Even though it's selfish for me to celebrate this, how can I not enjoy our city with less traffic? But I wonder how you feel about this. I have a poll. I hope I have a poll. I'm still trying to see my way through all these changes that Facebook has entered. And I think I can do this. So here is a poll. Let us imagine that it was up to us to determine whether buses should come back to El Centro or not. How do you feel about buses going through El Centro? Do you want them back? Do you not want them back? Let me know what you feel. We'll come back to look at these results in a second. Meanwhile, I do want to tell you that, we brought this up for the first time on Saturday. Saturday, we talked about the Oxxo thief, mentioning that he's scored over 30 robberies through town, and now he's done it again. This time, he went into a Kiosko in Colonia Guadalupe, walked away with 15,000 pesos and some change. The guy has not been caught. We don't know when he's going to be caught. And when he gets caught, we don't know if we're going to be happy for him, sad for him, if we'll have t-shirts made. We don't know, but that is just crazy. This same dude, and they know who he is because he has very specific tattoos in his arm and he gets described and everybody knows, he's going to be signing autographs at some point. Well, hopefully not. Anyhow, I have one more bit of news to share with you, which has absolutely nothing to do with anything. But if you have access to Apple Plus, you may enjoy a new production by Apple that is available now. It is a filmed version of the Broadway award-winning musical Come From Away. Come From Away is a Canadian musical set in the week following September 11 attacks and tells a true story of what transpired when 38 planes were ordered to land unexpectedly in the small town of Gander in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada as part of what was called Operation Yellow Ribbon. The characters in the musical are based and in most cases share the names of real Gander residents as well as some of the 7,000 stranded passengers they housed and fed in their own homes during that period. Come From Away is streaming now on Apple Plus. So let me take a quick look at the results of the survey. Do you want buses to come back to El Centro? And the vast majority of you do want to see buses coming back. Fair enough. I have nothing against that. This is not a good or a bad or a win or a lose. I was just curious to see how you were feeling about this. So let us now turn over to your comments just to see what you're up to as we begin this week. Let us take a quick look. So far, so good. Internet is good. The poll worked. I'm getting along with everything. So, this is great. Let's see what we have. Boom. We have a lot of good mornings as always, and this is always appreciated. As much as it is appreciated that 161 of you are watching live. So very nice. So very nice to be with you this morning. Love the name of the new bakery on Juarez down the hill from my house called Pan Sabrosa. Oh, that is very clever. That is very clever because it is a combination of the word panza, which means tummy, and sabrosa, which is flavorful tummy. I like that. I haven't checked it out, but thank you for sharing that, Dave. Much appreciated. Dave says lots of in and out in the broadcast. I hope we're not having connectivity issues. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. Curious how stable a company Total Play is. Cost comparison. Do let us know, Dave. Interesting. I've heard of Total Play, the internet provider, but I have not had any experience with that particular company. If anybody else has something to share, we would love to read it. Let's see what else we have. 80 peso hat is definitely being put to good use, Matthew. I went walking on Saturday. I have taped a walking tour for Wednesday, and I think it's going to be a fun one. Let's see what else we have. Da-dee-da-da-da-dum. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I see a lot of comments. I don't see a lot of cues, which is fine. Oh, great. Thank you very much, Sue. I've never watched Come From Away, the musical. This is a new work for me, so I'm excited and curious about it. How amazing that creators can turn such a complicated and sad and difficult situation into something wonderful. I'm hoping that it is a wonderful play, a wonderful musical, so I am very eager to watch it. Karen says Wikipedia page for the rubber guy. Well, maybe not quite. Maybe he'll get a Mexican lord name, like Lord Kiosko or Lord Oxxo. We don't know. Let's see what else. There's another cue. Total Play has been great for us for the past year and a half. Thank you very much. This is good to know. And that's all the cues that I see. So everything seems to indicate that we are going to have a short broadcast today, which is not the end of the world. I am so very happy to start this week with you, and there's all kinds of wonderful things going on. Tomorrow is Taco Tuesday, and I have no idea where I'm going to go, but I'm determined to have some tacos today so that I can report them tomorrow. Wednesday, we have Walking Wednesday, and on Friday, we will explore the beautiful little colonia Diaz Ordaz, sandwiched between Plaza Caracol and Versalles. So we should have a very interesting week to enjoy as far as Coffee and Headlines is concerned. I hope that your own weeks, your own days this week are full of wonderful activities. I hope you'll stay kind, stay happy, stay well fed, and most importantly, just stay in touch. So have a great day. I'll see you again soon, and thank you for joining us this morning.